So I'm doing a pen review, but my husband's sitting behind me, which is kind of stressful, I guess. He says he's not going to say anything or play anything obnoxious on his phone. So, hey, let's get started. So for everybody that wants to know how different pens write in the Hobonichi, this is not all I use. I'll tell you the ones that I use the most. I travel quite a bit and can't carry tons of markers with me because that would look ridiculous, and I just don't have the room for it. So I'll go through a ton of pens today and just show you what they do. Do they ghost on the back? Do they bleed? Do they not do anything? And which ones are my favorite out of that? And if we have time, then I'll show you a couple of ways that I carry them around. So let's get started, and I don't want to waste any more time. The Varsity Pilot, these are disposable fountain pens that I actually picked up before I started any of the fountain pens just to see how I liked them. These are a medium nib. They're really actually nice to write with. You can write in a number of different types of paper with them. They all work pretty slick. There is some bleeding potentially if you hold it down. The longer you hold it down, the more bleeding that is going to occur. What I mean by that is if you're going to sit with it in a certain place or look back to reference what you're writing, then there is a possibility that it will ghost. But this is the Pilot Varsity. A really great, inexpensive pen. Don't know if I have them right here to show you. That come in a ton of different colors. So definitely something that you can choose. Pretty economical for you if you want to go that route. And they don't bleed through on the Hobonichi at all. You know, most of these pens you're going to get some ghosting with. But, you know, it's all about what you can deal with. So this is a great pen. Many, many different colors. These are in no particular order at this point. This is a Pilot, and I'm a really big fan of the Pilot brand in general. I haven't gotten up to the fountain pens except for the Metropolitan, which I have here today. But looking forward to someday being able to get some more of their fountain pens. This is the high-tech C Coletto. Got this off of Amazon. It comes with a set. You get 10 colors and a 5-barrel clear see-through pen that you can get. I think it's like 14 bucks for the entire set. But you know, having really good luck with these are the ones that I carry when I travel because I can carry 2 pens, one on each side, get every single color that they make in these round containers that they come with, and so far so good on those. These are 0.3, 0.4, and 0.5 that are available, and I use the 0.4. So this is the Pilot Coletto High Tech 0.4. And these have a very small tip on them. Using them day after day, you will see how it kind of punctures. It doesn't puncture it, but you can feel how it burns itself into your paper on the back side. So if you go through day after day writing lists, let's see what I have. You're going to, you know, the paper's going to get wrinkled. It's going to get, you know, a lot of indentations in it from writing with this pen, but the sacrifice is worth it because you're getting all the colors you need without carrying massive bags of pens with you when you travel. So I have these in 2 colors, and then I have a couple that I will put in my Midoris that aren't as bulky but do the job for sure when I'm traveling. Let's see. So these, let's see. This is a Staedtler Tri Plus Fine Liner. These are really, really great to write with. You'll see a lot of people use these to do adult coloring, and they come in a ton of different packaging, 12, 36, more than that I think at some point. These are really fun. The cap holds on pretty well. I haven't tried to put it into this and carry it around for fear that it might pop off, but for the most part these are a really great pen. I love these and will draw with these as well, so a great solution for you. The next one is a Pilot Friction, and of course these have the friction nibs on them to erase, So if I write with it, I can go back through and erase it. Right, so if you don't like crossing things out, you want that ability, you can definitely go there. They actually write pretty well in the Hobonichi, but these are the ones that if you expose them to heat for a long period of time, the ink will disappear. So I have a tendency to kind of stay away from that if I'm journaling or putting important things on like signatures, because God forbid it all disappears. That would not be a good thing. So that is the Pilot Friction, and they come in a ton of different colors as well. You can find those, I find them all the time on Amazon. Great little pen. So here is the Uniball Vision Needle. This is fine, it's waterproof. According to them, it's a Uniball Vision Needle. So okay, it is fine. It's writing more like a medium in the Hobonichi, but you'll see a lot of the colors that typically wouldn't show up as well are showing up really, really well on this paper. So the one thing you have to be careful with is that. Ink does not dry as fast in the Hobonichi on the Tomo River paper, so keep that in mind when you are writing, because that's what happens if you go over it too quickly. So far, a little bit of bleed through on the Uniball, but the rest of them are making out quite well. So. Okay, next, Sharpie pen in a fine. You can find these at any local big box store. They're actually a really great pen. I draw with these as well. They come in probably about 5 different colors that I've seen. Orange, green, blue, purple, black. And these I actually use to draw with, and I'll show you that at the end. So they come in really handy. There's a couple more Sharpies here that I have that we'll go through real quick. So the Sharpie Permanent Metallic. Right, these are pretty thick pens. I've never used them in a hobo or really any other book for that matter, unless I'm shipping something. But just to give you an example of, you know, what they will look like if you choose to go there. And the silver metallic doesn't bleed through. I don't have gold, but the black one absolutely does. So not something you'd want to probably use. The next one is a Sharpie Permanent Marker Ultra Fine Point, and I'll draw with these too on really thick, heavy paper. But let's see how it looks here. So you're getting bleed through with that one too. So anything with the gray bottom, I would definitely stay away from when it comes to Sharpie markers. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a Sharpie calligraphy pen. It's a 2.5 medium nib. So if you ever want to try these out, just kind of experimenting. With calligraphy on a marker, you can definitely do that. There is no bleed through on the back. There is some ghosting, but definitely something you can use. The next one is just a simple Bic Velocity Gel. It's 0.7. And these actually I've written with before in the hobo, just grabbing them, and they work pretty well. The only thing I don't like is there's like a midsection in there that almost stays white. So I don't know if you can tell by me doing that, but you can see that there's an area here when you draw the lines that there's some lack of coverage, but definitely not something that bleeds through. So here's a Sharpie liquid highlighter, right? These found these on Amazon. They come in a ton of different colors that I've never seen in highlighters before. There's like a salmon color, there's red, there's your orange, green, blue, pink, and a number of different purple, 2 different purples. So they work pretty slick if you're trying to highlight something. Let's see on the back. So nothing on the back, even with multiple going over it over and over again. And that's not a surprise considering people actually watercolor in these books. So the next one is a Staedtler Tri Plus, and this is the roller, guys. This isn't the fine liner. So the rollers come in a number of different colors too. So I picked these up a while ago, and I did not like the way they wrote in a typical paper notebook. A lot of misfires, a lot of areas that where you'd have to go back over because it drug kind of through, if that's a word, on some of the papers. But let's see on this one. So this is the Staedtler Tri Plus roller pen. Okay. Shows up really nicely actually. No, you can still feel the drag on it. I was disappointed with these because I thought for sure they'd be similar to like maybe a Pilot or something. I am loving the other ones, the fine liners, and I have these in the neon colors as well as a couple of other. Here's another one, the Staedtler, you know, the regular ones that everybody the colors in their color books and things like that. So different, definitely the dark gray as opposed to the silver. Love the way they feel. They have the triangle, so really comfortable pen to write with. It's just the Tri Plus rollers didn't really meet up to my expectations, although very happy with the Tri Plus fine liners. So let's show you that one. That's a nice pen. Not really much smudging right after you finish. A couple on the eyes you can see, but for the most part, you're really looking at a nice pen that doesn't have really much indentation on the back at all, as opposed to the roller, and it works really well. So here's the neon. This is the orange. And I typically use these if I'm going in with, you know, a box, right? On some of my journal entries. And I put in here something, right? I'll go back in, instead of with a highlighter, I'll go back in over this with the neon. So that's why I have these. That's really the only reason. But these, again, definitely a choice I like. Here's another one that I'm a huge fan of. This is a Stablo. This is a 0.4 nib, and they actually came in a round set like this. So you can get pretty much any color under the rainbow. Very nice carrying case. This is something I can actually travel with, and they're not going to spill out all over the place. Same type of marker as the Staedtler 0.4. Not much as far as smudging is concerned on that one either, but these are really great little marker. Love writing with them. They feel like a pencil. Good pen. If you want ballpoint, these are really the only ones that I maybe will use once in a while, and these are the Papermate Inkjoy, the Quattro, so they're going to have 4 colors. I have another one that has more of a lighter color, so that one would be pink, purple, light blue, and light green. But the Inkjoys are really a nice pen. So definitely something you can write with. But again, you're going to have that indentation on the back because they are a ballpoint pen, so you'll be able to feel that on the back. But definitely a good choice for you. They show up really nicely, write really smooth. It's a good pen. So back to one of my favorites that I've always used is the Pilot Precise. That's a V5. So this is, and you can write very, very small with it. And that's why I like this pen, because it fits in the grids on the hobo quite nicely. And you can see we do have some smudging that happens on that, and this is the Coletto, right? So again, one of the ones I will use writing in the Hobonichi quite a lot, and you can see the difference. little bit less, but this is maybe this is a 0.5. I'm not sure. I don't think they advertise it on the pen there, but the difference between the two pilots. Still a really great pen. This is a Bic Intensity Fine Point. You can find these at any local big box store. I'm a big fan of the felt tip ends. I just like the way they write a lot. So if you're looking for an alternative to the Staedtlers or the Stablo markers, you can definitely go this route. Writes really well, no bleed through, of course, in the back. Comes in a ton of different colors. This is a Pilot V Razor Point Extra Fine. So you'll see the difference. This is a big endpoint as compared to the other two, even though it's marketed as an extra fine. I like this pen, but it gets really thick if you're trying to write small with it. And it, you know, almost barely bleed through, especially if you're holding it down. You know, if you're coloring your blocks in for a to-do that's maybe completed, then you're going to get a little bit of bleed through on the back side here. So just keep that in mind if you choose to go with this. It comes in a ton of different colors as well. This one is a Papermate Flare Ultra Fine. Just a different, again, still felt tip end, right? But it's just a different brand. So these I want to throw away. I can't stand them. They take a little bit to get going, and then it's painful to write with them. They don't flow nicely. I feel like I have to really push down hard for the ink to come off. So don't like those at all. But again, no bleed through. So here's another Papermate, right? That's a Flare medium, and this is a little bit of a different nib. So if you're looking at the difference between these two, sorry for the shadows, guys. That's what you're going to see. So this is, again, a Papermate, right? But it writes really nice. So that's the difference between those two Papermate brands. This is a medium, but it's doable for sure on these, and writes really nice, very smooth as compared to the other Papermates. This is a Pilot Parallel, and I absolutely love these. I practice, you know, calligraphy with them, and I've had a ton of fun using these. And that is not my best work, to say the least, but definitely just want to show you exactly what it looks like. It will not bleed through on the other side, but it does end up, you gotta wait for it to dry, else that's what's going to happen with those. This is a micron, so I use these to draw with. They are fantastic. You can pick them up anywhere, Amazon, Michaels, use your 40% coupon, but they are pigment marker. So this is the micron. Really great marker. If you're drawing with them on the Hobonichi and you draw the lines, see how I'm not increasing the pressure at all. It just almost feels like the ink is running dry even though it's not. So that's the only feedback I have for these, but as far as drawing wise, they are absolutely awesome pens. Similar to that is your Staedtler pigment liner. And this is a 0.7. Actually draws the lines much, much better than my micron. And again, no bleed through at all. These I like more in the Hobonichi, but to draw with them, I don't like them as much. And it all depends on the type of paper that you're using. So keep that in mind. This is a Pilot Touch, and I got this from Japan, from the Hobonichi site. So really fun pen. It's a brush pen. And the process of this video is not to tell you that I can't write very well. I'll do those some other time. But just to show you what it looks like again, something you have to really wait for it to dry, else you're going to flip it over, but no bleed through, just some ghosting on the back. Okay, so now we're down to some relatively inexpensive fountain pens, and this is the Pilot Metropolitan, and I love this pen. This has the purple Namiki ink in it right now, but this is a great pen. I absolutely adore writing with this pen, so if you're doing journal entries, things like that, this is a really solid pen to get started with. If you want reviews and me to write a little bit better with just a couple of these pens, let me know. So the point of this whole video today is not to work on my writing skills, it's just to really show you what the difference is and what all of these look like. This is just a Jinhao. I actually got this from Goulet Pens, and it has the diamine ink in it and oxblood. This ink is awesome, by the way, so definitely if you're getting into fountain pens and you want to pick up just a smaller size of this, go to Goulet Pens. They definitely have a nice selection of different inks and are really super great to work with. So this was one of those, just buy one, get one free from Goulet. They had a missed shipment come in from Jinhao, so I picked them up. But this is the oxblood, and it's a beautiful color. And no bleed through. This is a Prismacolor, so this again is not something that I would ever write in my journal. Probably I've used it in my Leuchtturm and it bleeds through, of course. It's alcohol based, it has to be. It's an artist quality marker. Any marker that you buy, Copic being probably the most expensive, you're definitely going to not be happy if you try to write a whole lot. So this is a Prisma. Well, this might not even work. It's broken. Hold on one second. So I've had these for like 10 years and pulled them out, finally found them. And although they are great to draw with, they are going to bleed through on a Hobonichi, especially if you're coloring in or you're using the broad base tip. It's coming right through the other side. Anything alcohol based or artist quality like this, you're not going to be happy if you start using it on your hobo. Okay, so we're down to just a couple. This is the Lamy Safari. Love this pen. Great beginner fountain pen. Let's see, put it over here. There is no bleed through on these pens. This is a Blaze Orange ink that I purchased to just, match along with the pen. Came as a set, changes color at the end, kind of gets a little darker. I love that about it. No bleed through at all, so you're good to go on that one. This is a great pen too for a beginner pen, I would say definitely. For fountain pens, going with these two is definitely going to be worth your time. You're going to be very satisfied with your investment. I want to say that this is, it may be a medium. I'm not sure, but great little solid pen. So the last two, this is a Tombow, and I am not sure what this is going to do, so let's put it over here. These are great pens. It's, watch some of the people that do brushwork with these. Not me, preferably, but no bleed through at all. So if you definitely want to use a pen, want to use a marker-based brush pen, these are the ones to go with because they are not going to bleed through at all. You'll see the ghosting, but that's about it. And then, then you've got your cheap little gel pens, right? This is one that I just picked up off the dollar lot at Target. and definitely not going to bleed through. You do have to worry about smudging. It's gone, see? But I would probably not even use this. I bought this for my kids. But a lot of the gel pens are kind of fashioned in the same way. The other problem I have is it kind of writes like the Bic, where if you push down, eventually you're going to have this line in between the other two lines that's like white space almost. So pretty weird. I have an Erin Condren marker here. I mean, these are kind of cheap little things that I ordered, you know, a while ago from them. They were on sale, but they work pretty well. They actually are pretty, I wouldn't buy these again, guys. So if you have an Erin Condren and you're looking for markers to kind of go along with it, sorry, but they're kind of super cheap. So that's about it. That's all I have. So let me just come up here and show you what it looks like. Hopefully a little bit better, right? So I'll keep on there for a second, but you can see the different markers, pens that we tested today, what they look like. If you have any questions about what one was or anything else about it, definitely keep me posted. 26 minutes in. This is a crazy long video, so I'll keep it at that right now, and hopefully some people found this helpful. If not, sorry. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.